I've been waiting for this night for a long time. So over the last few weeks it was always cloudy and it was raining all the time, but tonight there will be no clouds, so the conditions will be perfect. Tonight I would like to capture an object that I've planned to capture for a long time. So right now a lot of people are posting images of Comet C2025A6, and tonight I'm planning to capture this comet with my telescope. The only problem is that photographing this comet tonight will be a bit challenging. So on the one hand, the comet will be very low to the horizon, which means it will be in this direction, and I do have only a few hours where I can actually capture this comet later on. When photographing the comet tomorrow morning, the comet will be higher in the night sky, but unfortunately tomorrow morning it's already cloudy and the conditions are not that good. Therefore I have to capture the comet tonight. So I do have only a few hours where I can actually capture this comet. And on the other side, I do have a bit of new equipment. So I bought a new camera and new filters, and I really hope that the equipment will be working quite good tonight. So if I'm not able to capture the comet tonight, I will not be able to capture this comet in the next few weeks. So I really hope that I can capture some amazing images of this comet tonight. So join me for a new night of astrophotography from my backyard. Before introducing the equipment, I would like to mention that this video is not sponsored, I'm not being paid for it, and all products shown in this video were purchased by myself. But now it's finally time to set up the equipment that I'll need for capturing this comet later on. So first of all, I would like to set up my mount. So here we go. So this is the mount that I'm planning to use for tonight. It's the Skywatcher HEQ5 Pro Go-To mount. So this is the mount that I'm planning to use for tonight. It's a very reliable mount and I really like to use that one for deep sky astrophotography. The next thing that we'll need is the counterweight. So I'm planning to attach that one to the tracking mount right now. In this case, one counterweight is already enough for balancing the entire astrophotography setup. So here we go. Now we have to remove this piece and then we can directly attach the counterweight to this astrophotography setup. So here we go. So this is the one that I'll be using for tonight. So now we can directly attach that one to the tracking mount. So later on I have to balance the entire astrophotography setup. The next thing I'm planning to attach is the actual telescope. So tonight I'm planning to use this astrophotography setup for photographing this comet. So let's attach it right to the tracking mount. So I have to balance the entire astrophotography setup later on. So for tonight's astrophotography session, I'm planning to use the Oscar SQ-A55 telescope, which is basically a wide field telescope. The comet will be quite big in the end, so I've planned to use my wide field telescope. I do have a bigger telescope as well, but I guess the focal length of the bigger telescope is a bit too high, so I'm planning to use the smaller telescope for photographing this comet tonight. So on top I've attached a guiding system, so I'm planning to use a 60mm guide scope, and at the back of this guide scope I've attached the CWO ASI 120mm mini mono guiding camera. So the telescope has a focal length of 264mm, and at the back I do have my new camera, and I've attached a UV-ER cut filter at the back of this telescope. So it's a 2-inch filter, and I haven't used that one before, so I really hope that this filter works quite good tonight. At the back I'm planning to use my new camera, which is the CWO ASI 533 MC Pro. So tonight it will be the first time for me to actually use this camera. For controlling the entire setup I'm planning to use the CWO ASI Pro. So now we are already ready for capturing the comet later on. So later on I'm planning to do the polo alignment process, then I'm planning to start the cooling of this camera, then I'm planning to align the camera, so the telescope, to the comet. And I'm planning to do that as fast as possible because I do only have a few hours where I can actually capture the comet. So the longer this process takes for me, the lower the comet will be in the end. And as you can see, I do have chances for capturing the comet later on because I can actually see in that kind of direction, but I'll do have only a few hours where I can actually capture the comet. So later on there will be a few clouds in that direction, so I really hope I can capture some images later on. So this is actually everything I've planned to mention so far about the entire setup. So now we have to wait until it's dark enough, and then I'm planning to do the polar alignment process, and then we can start imaging the comet later on. I decided to use a different astrophotography setup since I wanted to capture a larger region of the night sky. So instead of using the CWO ASI 533 MC Pro, I decided to use the astro-modified Canon EOS 6D. With this astrophotography setup, I was able to capture this image of the comet. Unfortunately, I was only able to collect a total exposure time of 8 minutes. If you have any further questions about my image or my astrophotography setup, feel free to ask me down below in the comments and I will definitely help you. If you would like to further support me, you can now become a member of my channel. Becoming a member of my channel would really support me, and your support really means a lot to me. If this video was interesting and helpful to you, I would really appreciate a like and a subscription. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, clear skies, Felix.